Hey guys. I know it's been a while. I don't even remember if my last video was a 1 month or 2 month postpartum update, but this is my 3 months. My baby is now 3 months old and we are finally out of like the craziness stage, I would say. He's like sleeping through the night for the majority, and you know, feedings aren't as often. I'm not pumping as often, so things are getting a little bit easier, so I figured it was time for an update. But just because things with that are getting easier doesn't mean like everything is getting easier. So I'm gonna get into that. I did do on Instagram a couple questions, and I will tell you guys why I'm on my phone right now, but I'm recording on my phone, so I can't check my phone. So I'm just gonna kind of go off the top of my head. I think I remember most of them, but I'm just gonna briefly, you know, summarize all the main points. Like if you ask me about like pumping, I'm just gonna go over it all, whatever. So yeah, I'm recording on my phone because as I was hurrying up and scrambling, trying to quickly throw some makeup on and throw myself together to do this video, I realized I have no idea where my camera is. So if I'm going like 100 miles per hour and have a bunch of weird pauses, it's because this video is not going to be edited. I don't know how the quality is going to turn out on my cell phone, but I'm going to try to just record straight through, which I have not done that in a very long time. So yeah, there's might be a little, this is like a real straightforward video. There's no edits, no cutting out the weird pauses. This is me. So I'm just gonna jump into it. And I can't even pause for like drinking coffee. There's lipstick all over my coffee cup, but here we are. Okay, so I'm gonna start. I got one question about pumping. Now, this is something that I don't recommend for everybody, but I hate pumping. So I am now down to 2 pumps a day. If you know anything about pumping breast milk, that's like insane. For the first month, I was pumping every 2 to 3 hours, including in the middle of the night. So even if Hendrik slept for 5 hours straight, I had to get up in the middle and pump, half asleep, and do the milk, and then I'm up in another 2 to 3 hours. So that was miserable. I physically and mentally could not handle how draining and exhausting that was. So I knew I had to do something. Well, I found this article online about a girl who spaced her pumps to every 12 hours. So that's twice a day. I was like, okay, I know I have to do that at some point, so how do I get there? Well, what I did was started spacing out, and now, yeah, I'm up to every 12 hours. So I pump at midnight and noon, and that's been the best schedule for me, and my supply has dropped a little bit. I'm able to get about 2 bottles for him a pump. So I have a ton of milk frozen that I'm using, and yeah, it's been a lot. Breastfeeding, like I could literally make a whole video about that in itself, so I'm gonna keep that brief. But yeah, and I'm just gonna go into the second question with that because I saw some moms talking about how bad they hated pumping too, and they thought that it was contributing to their postpartum depression. The first month, you know, obviously, like your hormones, it takes a while for everything to regulate back to like pre-pregnancy, but that first month is really hard, especially if you had a rough birth or a rough, you know, time, like a rough labor in general, like if you had a C-section, because you're truly not prepared for that recovery. I mean, some people bounce back. I hear people like going for runs again after a couple weeks postpartum. I could not do anything for a very long time. Caleb had to help me get showers. It was a very emotional, difficult time. And pumping every 2 to 3 hours on top of that was making it worse. Like, you don't really think about it, but you just like become this like milk machine when you're pumping exclusively. You're hooked up to this machine for a half hour, 45 minutes, and every 2 to 3 hours, which is like insane. And you just, I don't know, you just start to feel like, as if pregnancy didn't already make you feel like less of yourself, pumping just like literally you don't even feel like a person anymore. Like I'm here to feed this baby, that's it, you know. And I hated that I was starting to think of it like that, because I love breastfeeding and I love all the benefits and, you know, the antibodies, and there's so many benefits of breast milk that I knew I had to stick to it. So that's when I figured out that 12 and 12 schedule, because I felt like it was part of the reason I was starting to feel a little depressed. I know somebody asked if I had postpartum depression, and no. If the question is like how I went to the doctors and being diagnosed and started medication for it, no. I've been on medication. I'm very open about my mental illness right now. My most recent diagnosis is bipolar depression. So I take a mood stabilizer, and I had been taking this pre-pregnancy and during. I just extremely lowered my dose, and I'm still on that. So I already have a medication that I take, but since like I'd say around 2 months postpartum, I started kind of just like, I don't know, this feeling of like I said, like the losing your individuality. Like, a huge thing about becoming a mom is like finding that balance between I'm still a person and I'm a great mother. You know, you can't be perfect at everything. You can't be the perfect mom and the perfect daughter and the perfect sister and the perfect spouse and the perfect housewife. I mean, and the perfect worker and the perfect friend. And you can't do it. It is not possible. And I'm not used to juggling so many things, which I am. I'm used to juggling a lot of things in life, but throw motherhood into it, and that just trumped everything. My brain went to, I have to be the best mom and caregiver that I can be, you know? And that was my mentality. Like, if I'm not perfect, like, I failed. And it just took me like, you know, the past couple of days, honestly, to realize like that's not possible. You can only be so much to so many people. And, you know, trying to find that balance is really hard, especially if you don't want to balance, and if you just have that mentality of like, I have to be the perfect mom all the time, every day. Like, no. And that's not like saying, you know, go out every night and just, if that's what's good for you, just leave the baby at home. No, it doesn't have to be like that. But it's like, instead of, you know, okay, I have to do the perfect nighttime routine every single night. We have to read a book every night, get a bath, and have a bottle, and playtime, and tummy time 3 times a day, and this, and this, and this, and this. Like, you'll never do anything else. And then if you start like, I have to make dinner every single night, the house has to be clean every single day, like, when do you, I mean, you'll go days without showering, without brushing your teeth. Like, you physically cannot do it. And if you're somebody like me and Caleb who don't have a ton of help, you have to make time for yourself or you're going to go insane. So a huge part for me was cutting out pumping, because yes, I started to feel depressed. I started to feel like I could not do all the things I needed to do. There wasn't enough hours in the day. I wasn't getting enough sleep. There wasn't enough me to like go around. Do I hear him right now? No. Okay. I always feel, I don't know if this is just part of being a mom, but I always like will hear his cry or like hear his little pout, and then I'll get out and like look at him or like, you know, whatever I'm doing. And then I'll go peek at him and he's like sound asleep. Like, my brain just like hears it all the time. It's crazy. And another weird thing, like if I'm sleeping and if he grunts or makes the smallest little like, I wake up. Every single thing he does wakes me up. So yes, we might be sleeping like 8 or 9 hours a night now. Him, not me. But the second he makes a noise, I'm up, and then I can't fall right back asleep, and then he'll make another noise in a half hour, and I'm up again, and I'm up again, and I'm up again, which it is what it is. I live off coffee, so coffee, and the two biggest things that have saved my life so far is coffee and granola bars. Life hack. I see so many people like, how do you do anything? Like, you don't. You can't make dinner every night. You can't eat 3 meals a day. You can't. It is what it is, okay? So enough with like the stressful part. What else do I want to talk about? See, this is what sucks about not being able to edit my video. You're gonna get a lot of my rambling, but like, seriously, one other thing, like, you need this, because one other thing with like the postpartum depression, I think, is the point where you're like home all day with your baby if you didn't go back to work right away, which wasn't in our cards with what I have going on right now. I don't want to go back to work. Luckily, Caleb wants to be that for us, so he's playing straight provider. I'm playing straight housewife right now. It is for the time being, okay? We've agreed on that for now. Anyway, but a big part of you staying home all day, if you choose to do so, is like the human interaction. You don't have any. If you're not going to work and you're not talking to people, I might not talk to an adult all day long. Caleb might leave for work before I wake up, and I might not talk to him till 8 o'clock at night. You can literally go insane like that. Like, I talk all day to Hendrix, so all my conversations right now are with a 3-month-old. How do you even say it? A 3-month-old. Under a year old, I think is what I was trying to say. So he's not talking back. I'm talking basically to myself all day long. Okay, and people who aren't staying home all day with the baby don't realize that, but after a few weeks, I'm like, wow, I need to make some phone calls. So that's when like FaceTiming friends and family really started to come into it to like help my mental state. I'm like, I just need someone to talk to. So that's what I was getting into, like doing these videos. It's not even just like putting out content at this point. It's like therapeutic for me as well, because I love to talk. I love to vent. I love to rant. I love to get into controversial things. I love to voice my opinions. And when you don't, like, I don't have like really a lot of friends in general, and the ones that I have we're busy, you know. We're a bunch of like very productive women, so we don't get to FaceTime a lot. Most of them live far. My family mostly lives far. So, you know, I'm doing what I can when I can. But it's really important to like reach out to people, because if you're going insane, like, chances are someone wants to help you out. So, and a lot of it is like your partner too. Like Caleb, I mean, he's been amazing. Like, on top of like everything he's doing for us, he's an amazing dad, and I literally couldn't ask for more. But sometimes you have to say, like, I need you to wash the dishes or I'm gonna lose my mind. And that's just like what it is. Like, can you change his diaper? Like, I physically can't change another diaper today. Like, you just get to that point, and you need to tell people. There's no point to keep all these things like bottled up and lose your mind over it. So that is like my 3-month update. I don't even know. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that goes into it, and there's still that one big thing that I haven't told the world yet. Like, only my really close friends and family know, but it's the reason I'm not working yet, because I'll just say this, I'm studying to do something. No, I'm not in school, but I'm doing something. I have a plan in place. I'm not just like sitting at home, like residing to be the perfect housewife for the rest of my life. Like, right now, that is what I am, and that is not what I was meant to be. Yes, I love being home with him, and I really feel for the people who don't have that option. So like I said, I'm so lucky that Caleb wants to go do that for us right now, but we've already talked about that. That's not I can't live that way forever, okay? I need to work. This is the longest I have not worked an actual job in my life. I started working when I was 13 years old, and this is the first time I've ever been like fully unemployed, and it's insane. Like, I need to be making money. That is just like, it's hard. It's hard for me. So, but like I said, I love being home with him. Like, a little bit about a 3-month-old, like, he's literally 3 months old today, so I figured this was like a good time to do the video. Just like the mid of last week, or like beginning of this week, he had his first like laugh, like first giggle that we've heard from like tickling him, and like he like sits, and I try to not do a lot of TV and stuff because it's not good for anybody really, but every once in a while we'll have him in front of the TV, and he like watches Shark Dog, and that's like his shit right now. But he'll like giggle at the TV and like smile, and I just feel like he's so advanced, and that's so crazy for a baby so little, the way that he reacts to things. But he wants to stand all the time. Obviously you still have to support him, like hold him, but he wants to stand. It's so weird. He's trying to sit up, like he's got like a little attitude already. Like, he's the best. It's the best. I never want to seem like I'm complaining, but like I said, you gotta vent. You gotta get these things out sometimes, and there's a lot to get out. I'm trying to think about the questions people asked and if there's anything that I didn't address, but I mean, that's really it for like my life update. I don't know. I think that's all I got for now. One other thing that's driving me insane right now is the whole clothing situation. Because when you get to, if you don't like drop all your weight right away, which I don't know how people do, I gained a lot of weight during pregnancy, a lot, and none of my pre-pregnancy clothes fit me, and my pregnancy clothes are too big. So I'm just in this like constant state of like, what do I wear? What do I do with myself? I need to go shopping, but we're broke. Babies are expensive. It's a good note to end on, right? They're really not that expensive. And if you do need to save some money, if you're someone who's like preparing to have a baby and that's why you watch my videos, wow, I swear my makeup's not that dark. It's the lighting. But yeah, if you're trying to save some money, breastfeed. That's a big one. Cloth diaper, and so like reusable diapers, reusable wipes. Sounds gross, not as gross as it sounds. You just wash them. That saves money on obviously diapers and wipes. Breastfeeding, you don't have to buy a formula. I mean, realistically, just clothes and stuff. We have all this stuff for his room, but he won't sleep in his crib. Honestly, we haven't tried that hard because he sleeps in our room, not in bed with us, but in the bassinet in our room, and I still have like a baby monitor set up. I mean, like, this is where I sleep, and his bassinet is 3 feet away from me, and I still watch him on the monitor. Psycho, I know. Like, I sometimes feel like I'm like doing way too much, but hey, better safe than sorry, right? For now. And that's why I don't want to put him in his crib yet, because he'll be like 20 feet away versus the 3. And so, and we're moving in a couple of months anyway. Like, our lease is up here in 4 months, and we are getting the F out of here. Don't get me started on that. That's a whole nother video. Okay, but yeah, we're in an apartment complex and we can't do it anymore. We really want a house, and by the time we move, like, Hendrix will be like just over 6 months. And then soon, like, he'll want to, like, we can play outside, and next summer, like, I really want to swim with him and stuff. Like, I need a pool, I need outdoors, I want to play with sidewalk chalk and, like, blow bubbles all day, so you can't do that in an apartment, it's weird. And yeah, so that was my rant. It's officially been 20 minutes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really wanted to talk about, but like I said, I had to do this one straight through, so it's just random and scattered. Yeah, so yep. Let me know if anybody has any, like, genuine questions, because I'd love to answer, because I'm sure there's a million things I wanted to say in this video and didn't, or forgot, and I'm gonna watch it and be like, oh, why didn't I say that? That's important. But yeah, are any specific topics you'd like me to go more in depth with? I will. But yeah, that's just my quick little update on what the heck's going on here. So now I'm gonna get off here, and if he stays asleep, which is just like a waiting game, I'm gonna try to get some more stuff done, because that's the only time I can get anything done is when he is napping. So thanks for watching. Hopefully the quality of this isn't as bad as when I send videos through text message, and you can actually see and hear me. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like if you like, I can say like this video because it's not great, but like if you like me as a person, or the general idea of my videos, okay? I hope I'm helping someone out there with something. Or dislike it if you hate me and it. Comment if you love coffee. Bye.